So friends, with today's verdict in a federal courtroom in Virginia, we may have found an actual witch hunt. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Well, it's happened again. The Bill Barr-orchestrated investigation of the people who investigated Donald Trump's crimes and collusion with Russia has failed spectacularly. Recall, Bill Barr appointed this guy, John Durham, to do what? To investigate the investigators who were investigating Trump's crimes. If that doesn't sound like a corrupt attorney general protecting a criminal president, I don't know what does. Let's start with today's reporting. Steele dossier source acquitted in loss for special counsel Durham. And that article begins, a jury on Tuesday found Igor Danchenko, a private researcher who was a primary source for a 2016 dossier of allegations about former President Donald Trump's ties to Russia, not guilty of lying to the FBI about where he got his information. The verdict in federal court in Alexandria, Virginia, is another blow for special counsel John Durham, who has now lost both cases that have gone to trial as part of his nearly 3.5-year investigation. Durham, who was asked by Attorney General Bill Barr in 2019 to review the FBI's investigation of the Trump campaign in 2016, is sure to face renewed pressure to wrap up his work following the verdict. Trump predicted Durham would uncover the crime of the century inside the U.S. law enforcement and intelligence agencies that investigated his campaign's links to Russia. But so far, no one charged by special counsel has gone to prison, and only one government employee has pleaded guilty to a criminal offense. In both trials this year, both of which Durham lost, Durham argued that people deceived FBI agents, not that the investigators corruptly targeted Trump. Now, friends, remember just some of what Donald Trump did to get himself investigated? How about, hey, Russia, if you're listening, find the missing emails, hack into U.S. computer systems, commit offenses against the United States to help me corruptly win an American election. Recall Donald Trump also invited our adversaries, indeed our enemies, high Russian government officials, into a private meeting in the Oval Office after he fired Jim Comey and told the Russians, I fired the nut job. The pressure is off. In other words, reading between the lines, we can keep colluding, we can keep criming, we can keep doing what we've been doing because Comey will no longer be investigating my ties to Russia. I fired the nut job. The pressure is off. So with good reason, responsible, honest, ethical, American law enforcement agencies and officials investigated the crimes of Donald Trump. And for their efforts, they were ordered investigated by Bill Barr. You know, friends, in a very real sense, you know what that would be like? When I was a federal prosecutor at the Department of Justice, if I was given an assignment, and that assignment involved investigating some high government official because we had enough evidence to open an investigation. We believed that government official committed crimes against the United States, and I received that assignment and I investigated honestly and ethically and diligently, and perhaps I concluded that high government official did in fact commit crimes, and then a corrupt attorney general would turn around and say, and now we're going to investigate Glenn for investigating that high government official. That's precisely what Bill Barr did, appointed John Durham to investigate the people who investigated the crimes of Donald Trump. And John Durham has failed spectacularly over and over again. So yeah, this corruption in the Department of Justice always hit home with me. You know, you don't go after good, honest, ethical FBI agents and federal prosecutors who are given an assignment to look into political corruption, only to have a corrupt high DOJ official turn it back on that FBI agent, on that prosecutor. No, now you're going to be investigated because you did what you were called to do, what you were tasked to do, what you were duty-bound to do. You know, faithfully execute the laws of the country, support and defend the Constitution, investigate and, if need be, prosecute high government officials like Donald Trump who commit crimes, who engage in corruption, who sell out our nation to Russia. That's not the way any of this is supposed to work. You know, when I saw the result, the not guilty verdict in the John Durham investigation today, the second not guilty verdict, he's 0 for 2, it prompted me to tweet this out. Does it qualify as irony that the Bill Barr-orchestrated Durham probe, you know, the investigation of the investigators who investigated Trump, is proving to be the true witch hunt? Let's get our nation back on track and prosecute the actual criminal politicians. Trump, Meadows, I'll add the insurrectionists serving in Congress, etc. And let's put this Bill Barr, John Durham witch hunt to bed. Because justice matters. Friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.